Good evening to all of you. Welcome to a class. There is, this last time we were discussing on the foreign currency risk management, Today I want us to discuss on the interest rate risk management, on the interest rate risk management. I would propose, because I didn't see the need for us to start off with the revision, having not covered this a small bit of the topic on risk management, that's why I want us to cover maybe, but hopefully by the middle of the class we shall be done with it, and of course we begin revision immediately, we begin revision immediately after that, I hope that I shall be able to organize some 1 or 2 makeup classes, so that we can have our revision, so we can have at least some, in quote, a good bit of the revision. I hope that that will be possible to organize with the administration. In the meantime, we discuss on the interest rate risk management. On the interest rate risk management. On the interest rate risk management, on the interest rate risk management, just like the case of the foreign currency risk management, now this is, or it will occur, if a company maybe has, the company would want, the company is exposed, let's say the company has taken a loan, and this loan is a variable interest loan, it's a floating interest rate loan, Now the concern might be a case where the interest in the next 1 month, for example, in the next 6 months, will be increasing. That implies, therefore, as a company, you're going to be you end up, paying more interest than what you had anticipated, than what you are expecting, Or in case you are a bank, and of course you have given out loans, you're giving out your products in form of lending money out, to the customer, loans, overdraft, whatever it is, However, if, for example, you have given out, you have for interest, you have an asset that is interest rate sensitive, You have an asset that is interest rate sensitive. In this case, the loan you have given out to your customer. Then, of course, you may have a concern that what is going to happen, in the future, Is the interest is going to increase or decrease, In case most of your loans are fixed interest loans, they are fixed interest rate loans, and you have, or there will be an increase, in the prevailing market interest rate, then that means, therefore, you may not be able to tap into, the increase in interest rate in the market. Why? Because most of your loans are fixed. That implies, therefore, you can't adjust those. You can't adjust those rates. That implies, therefore, you do, in quote, not able to tap into the increase in the market interest rates. That's also the case. So the interest rate risk is going to imply a case where either you are going to have assets that are sensitive, or in case you have a liability, that are sensitive to the interest rate movement. Case where you're going to be end up paying more interest, for example, or you're going to end up receiving less interest from the asset you have issued in the market than what you are expecting. That is when the interest rate risk is going to rise. So the interest rate refers to the sensitivity of profit or cash flows of the company. It's going to refer a case of the sensitivity of profit and cash flows of the company due to the changes in the interest rates. Case where the company will end up either making less money, or case where the company will end up paying more expenses. If we are the case of the bank, as I've just given an example, the company, if there'll be decrease in interest in the market, if most of the loans you have given out, you do pay fixed interest rates, you do pay, even in the case of variable, most of your loans you have issued out, you do pay a variable interest rate. You do pay a variable interest rate. You do receive, not pay. You do receive a variable interest rate. That implies, therefore, that in case we have to apply, or in case the interest in the market will decrease. That implies, therefore, the potential return you'll be receiving will be decreasing. Why? Because the prevailing market interest rates are decreasing, and most of the loans are paid. Most of the loans you have issued out, they are variable. That implies, therefore, you do make less profit because you're making a less interest income. In case you are a borrower, in this case you have borrowing money, and there's an increase in the interest in the market. It is increase in the interest in the market, and the loans you received from this bank, the loans received from this customer, from this lender, okay, they are variable interest rate loans that imply therefore as a company you're going to end up paying more interest expense, okay, that imply therefore you'll be having a case where there'll be decrease in the company, there'll be an increase in company expenses and therefore a decrease in the company profit, okay, and of course by implication an increase in a decrease in the company cash flow because you're paying, okay. So the negative impact, okay, that might be caused by the movement, okay, in the interest rate in the market, either an increase or decrease, the negative impact, okay, they may be having on the company's profit, the company's cash flow is what referred to as the interest rate risk, okay. So it's going to exist, okay. It is going to exist in case company do use, for example, foreign currency loans, okay. Or in case they can also have case of the home currency loans, okay. Now, in the case if the company has taken up a foreign currency loan, foreign currency denominated loan, okay, then the issue will be more towards, okay, the issue will be more towards a case where you have now two risks to manage, okay. You have the risk of managing the foreign currency risk as well as you have a risk of managing, okay, managing the interest rate risk, okay. So you do have for those two things, okay. You do have those two exposure, okay. The interest rate risk, okay, and the foreign currency risk, okay. Now here the risk is a bit high, okay, in case you do have a foreign currency loan. Company can borrow, of course, they can borrow fixed or they can do borrow floating, okay? That's gain local, okay? And in case you're the one who is going to borrow money, okay, then of course you're concerned in case you've taken a fixed rate, is a case where there'll be a decrease in the market interest rate. That means therefore you cannot be able to tap into the decrease in market interest. You cannot be able to tap into the decrease in market interest rate, okay? Because why? Because you pay fixed. Irrespective of what is happening, okay, in the market, you do pay fixed interest rates. Okay? You do pay a fixed interest, okay? So of course your concern is if there be foreign market interest rates, can I be able to tap into them? You can't, okay? Why? Because you did borrow fixed, okay? In case you did borrow at variable interest rates, okay, floating interest rates, okay, then your concern is if the market interest rate were to increase, then of course you are going to end up paying more interest in future, okay? That is your concern, okay? And therefore you have an exposure, you do have an interest rate risk exposure, okay? And of course, the reverse shall be applied in the case of a company that is lending money. They're not borrowing money. You're the one giving out. You're the bank now, okay? And you're the one who is lending money out, okay? So the interest is kind of analysis because you have a case of borrowing or a case of investing, okay? A case of borrowing or a case of investing. What's the case in the case of borrowing? You pay more interest, okay? Or because the concern in the case of investment, you do receive less interest receivables, okay? You have less interest receivable, okay? Thus, it can fall both sides, okay? Case of the borrower as well as case of the investor. In this case, the case of lenders, okay? So it can be both sides, not just in the case of the borrowers, but also on both sides, okay? You can have a case where, okay, the company, okay, this can have a case of bank, okay, the bank has investment they have made towards the customer, okay, through the bank loans, through the overdraft. But at the same time, this bank must have taken loans, okay, from the CBK, okay, from other banks, okay. So if that's the case, therefore, we can say that this particular company have called a gap exposure. It have called the interest rate exposure, okay? It has called the interest rate exposure. So they have a gap exposure, okay? Case where the two are going to be there. Case where you do have that appearing, okay? You have a case where the company has both exposure, okay? And they have loans. At the same time, they have also they have borrowed money, okay? At the same time, they have made investment, okay, in form of loans to other companies, okay? They have called a gap exposure. A gap exposure, okay? Now, gap analysis, okay, when it comes to the interest rate gap analysis, we're going to do it by grouping the assets of the company as well as the liability of the company that have exposure, that are sensitive towards the interest rate movement, okay? So this is the point I mean, okay? They have the gap analysis or the gap exposure, okay, is going to occur where the company has both assets and liability that are sensitive to the interest rate changes, okay? I'll give an example. In case of a bank, okay, this bank has borrowed money, okay, to finance whatever it is, the financing, okay, to finance acquisition of some other banks, for example, okay. At the same time, this bank, they do lend money, okay, to their customers also, okay. So they have both cases, okay. They have assets and they have liability, okay. That we mean by a scenario where they have exposure on both sides of assets and liability, we call a gap analysis. If you have more of assets, okay, in case you have more of assets than liability that are sensitive towards the interest movement, that means you have got a positive gap exposure, okay. If you have a case where, okay, we have more of assets than liability, we have more of assets than liability that are sensitive towards the interest rate movement, okay, then you have called a positive gap exposure. If the reverse occur where you have more of liability than assets, okay, you have more of liability than assets that are sensitive to the interest rate movement. Don't forget, it's not all assets, only those assets that are sensitive towards the interest rate movement. Okay, in short, you receive or you pay interest. Okay, those assets that you either you receive or you do pay interest. Okay, if you have more of those assets, you have more of liability. Okay, that are sensitive towards the interest rate changes. Okay. Compared to the liability, okay, then of course that implies for you have got a negative gap exposure, okay, you've got a negative gap exposure, okay, where there's more liability than assets, okay, that are sensitive towards the interest rate movement, okay. Okay, so you have those two gap exposure, the negative and you have got the positive gap exposure, okay. So consider what are some of the company assets, what are some of the company liability, okay, that are sensitive towards the interest rate. If the company has both, okay, then you have the company has a gap exposure. If you have more of assets, that is positive. If you have more of liability, then that's a negative gap exposure, okay. So the company faces the risk that the interest rate might change between the point when the company, okay, identify the need to borrow money and when the company actually do enter to when the company they actually when the transaction does occur. You anticipate that in 3 months' time I want to borrow money, okay. The rate applicable, for example, the rate you anticipate then, okay, will be, for example, 10%. But when you're going to actually borrow 3 months later, okay, you pay 20%, okay, that's the risk, okay. So you have that's going the concern you may have your company. By the time you're going to actually do borrow this loan, okay, what will be the rate then? Okay, it implies therefore you do have also a risk, an interest rate risk exposure, okay. Now, what causes, therefore, the movement towards the interest rate? What may cause the interest to increase or decrease, okay, over time? Okay, what causes the interest to decrease or decrease? Okay, what causes what do we mean by the term structure of interest rates? Okay, one of the key concern, of course, one of the key factor is the risk. Okay, of course, generally, okay, one of the key scenario where you may have different markets, okay, different bank, okay, charge different interest rates towards the customer. Of course, one of them is the risk. Okay, what is the risk? What don't forget, you are the customer of the bank, okay? If you're the one who's going to borrow money from the bank, you are the customer of the bank, okay? Of course, the bank has to consider, if I was to loan you this money, okay, what the chance that you may not pay me my interest, you may not pay me the principal, okay? There could be a risk, okay, that you may not pay that money, okay? Which implies, therefore, if you are a risky customer, of course, what the bank do, okay, they're either going to reduce the amount they can lend you, or they're going to charge you more interest. Okay, so therefore, the higher the risk, of course, therefore, the higher will be the interest the bank or the lender is going to be charging the money to the borrower. Okay, but of course, the need for profit. Okay, of course, this is cost gain before, like in a business. Okay, so of course, they are most of the income. Okay, more or less. Okay, if the case of the bank, they ought to be coming from the interest. Okay, the interest they charge the customer. If the need for profit for this the company is too high, then of course they're going to obtain it mostly from their customer. Okay, mostly from the loans that this company may be issuing out. Okay, if the only income source for this company is the interest or they have issued out, okay, then of course that implies that they are most likely going to charge more interest rates. Okay, if this company or this bank is diversified in terms of its income sources, then they may, okay, be charging less interest rates in that particular market. Okay. Of course, the next factor is the size of the loan. Okay, how much money do you want to borrow from the bank? Okay, generally, I normally give this case. If, for example, you want to borrow, let's say, $1 million. Okay, this is customer A. Okay, and you have customer B who wants to borrow, let's say, $1 billion. Between the two of them, who do you think is going to charge higher interest? Is it the one who borrows 1 million or the one who borrows 1 billion? Okay, I know most of you may say that's the one who's going to borrow 1 billion. But essentially, don't forget that will not be the case. Okay, the one who's going to charge more will be customer A. Okay, why? Don't forget, just like any other business, what's the core business of this particular bank is to lend money. If you're going to, in quote, buy from me, okay, the customer B is going to buy more from the bank, is going to borrow more money from the bank. So who do you give more discount? The one who buy more from you, definitely, not the one who buy less from you. Okay, So here's a case of the merchandise, the normal merchandise businesses. Okay, of course here you're going to give more discounts. Okay, compared to scenario B. Of course, therefore, the higher the amount of money that the customer is going to be borrowing, think what becomes the interest the bank is going to be charging. Okay, it's just like any merchandise commodity that you're going to be selling. The more customer buy from you, the more discount you're going to give from them. Okay, we have the different type of financial instrument. Okay, of course, it's going to depend also on the case of how much is the risk exposure. Okay, it goes back to also to case of the risk. Okay, what is the risk of that particular financial instrument? Okay, if you're going to, for example, a simple example, if you have, of course, secured loan. Okay, you have a case of a secured loan, and you have the unsecured loan. Between the two of them, which do you think the bank is going to charge more? Of course, it's going to charge more in the case of the unsecured loan. Okay, compare the case of secured loans. Okay, because in the case of secured loan, the bank has an asset, it has a fallback that in case you don't pay us our money, then we can go back to this particular asset. We can able to repay, we can able to dispose of this asset and repay ourselves. In the case of secured, the bank has no security. Because that implies, therefore, they're going to have to be expecting, okay, more of interest rates because of the extra risk that you expose them to. Okay. And another factor is the duration of lending. Okay, the duration of the lending. Okay, how long do you want to borrow? Do you want to borrow for 1 year or for 10 years? Okay, if you're going to borrow for 10 years, that implies therefore the company, the capital of the company, the capital of the bank, okay, shall be out there for 10 years. Of course, therefore, they're going to charge more interest compared to the case of 1 year. Okay, in the case of 1 year, then of course the interest charge is going to be lower. Okay, why? Because the payment, they're going to have access to capital within 1 year period. Okay, compared to a 10-year period where the risk now is much more higher. Okay, the higher the number of years you're going to borrow from the bank, the higher the risk, of course, definitely. Okay, the case of what do you mean by illiquidity? Okay, of course, they are now as n increase as the number of years increases. Okay, and then of course you're going to have illiquidity coming in to play. Okay, so therefore there will be more liquidity premium. Okay, to be charged in case you're going to borrow for a longer period of time. Okay. Okay, those are some of the factors that do influence the interest rate movement in the markets. Okay, as I mentioned, one of the key for our term there is on the term structure of interest rate. Okay, what we call the yield curve. Okay, what we mean by we mean by the yield curve. Okay, and also yield curve. Okay, now simply the yield curve or the term structure of interest rate. Okay, it's how the yield of securities vary based on their tenor, based on their maturity. Okay. If we have a 1 year bond, how much return do the holder will be receiving over the life of that bond? If you have a 10-year bond, okay, how much interest, how much return, therefore, shall be the holder be receiving of that over that time? The only difference we are seeing here that the only difference is on the maturity. Okay, these two instruments are the same. Okay, these two bonds are the same. Okay, so therefore, how does therefore the interest rate? Okay. Therefore, how does the interest rate behave across time? Okay, there's time, and this is the yield. Okay, or this is the interest rate, or this is the income, the yield the investor should be receiving. How does the return, the yield, okay, of the different issued instrument, okay, issued bonds, okay, yields, okay. Of course, generally, okay, again, we're going to see this a lot. Okay, is that normally? Okay, let me just open my. Give me a minute. Open my workbook. Okay, so terms of interest rate. Okay, so what I mean is this. Okay, we want to assess how does the yield, okay, of the different bonds, for example, okay, vary across time. Okay, so this is the interest. Okay, or simply the yield. Okay, the return that each of the issued instruments normally give. Okay, and this is time. Okay, because this time is in years. Okay. Generally, we must say that we do have 3 yield curves. Okay, we have 3 yield curves. Okay, what is the yield curve? It's simply that behavior. Okay, that behavior. Okay, that's a graphic representation of the behavior of the yields of the different issued instruments versus time is what we mean by the yield curve. Okay, So of course, as time goes by, okay, if there'll be a case where, okay, that you have a bond, okay, a 5-year bond, okay, and a 10-year bond, you'll see that if you're going to be one who want to invest in the case of a 5-year bond, okay, and compared to a 10-year bond, the one who is going to lend their money for a 10-year period is going to be expecting higher returns because of that, because of the illiquidity. Okay, they're going to be therefore expecting higher premiums. Okay, because of the higher illiquidity that the 10-year bonds will be having compared to a 5-year bond. Okay, therefore, in the case of a 5-year bond, okay, the yield might be at that point, because the yield is much more higher for a 10-year bond. Okay, for example, that case, therefore, okay, therefore, therefore, we do expect that this is going to be like the curve that should be following, okay. What do you mean by that's going to the conventional, okay? What do you mean by a normal yield curve, okay? Or this would call a normal yield curve, okay? A normal yield curve, okay? A normal yield curve, okay? But sometimes we have a case where that does not always be the case. Okay, you can have a scenario, okay, where if, for example, we do expect, okay, that there will be decrease in the inflation rate in the market. Okay, there will be decrease in the inflation rate as time goes by. Okay, this particular market will be performing well. Okay, so currently it is doing very poorly. Okay, but as time goes by, this market will be improving. Okay, then what is going to happen? Therefore, you made a case where you have what we call a downward sloping yield curve. Okay. This is also called the inverted yield curve. Okay, you also have a case called the inverted yield curve. Inverted yield curve. Okay, or for the so-called the downward sloping yield curve. The now downward sloping yield curve. This is also referred to as the upward sloping yield curve. Sloping yield curve. Yield curve. Yield curve. Okay. And you have a case where it does not matter. The yield turn remain the same. Okay, what do you mean by a flat yield curve? Okay, what do you mean by a flat yield curve? Okay, that the interest rate is going to be more or less going to remain constant. Okay, irrespective of what is happening in the market. On a scenario we have there's no sort of a relationship. Okay, there's going to be upward movement, up or downward. This is referred to as the humped yield curve. Okay, the hump is referred to as the humped yield curve. The humped yield curve. Okay, so you can have those 4 yield curves. Okay, we have the normal yield curve, referred to as the upward sloping yield curve. Okay, we have the inverted yield curve. Okay, the downward sloping yield curve. We have the flat yield curve, or curve called the humped yield curve. Okay, so simply trying to create a relationship between the tenor, okay, or the life of the financial instrument, okay, the bond, for example, okay, versus the yield to be received is also referred to as the yield curve. Okay, and those are the 4 type of yield curves that you can have. Okay, the 4 type of yield curve that we can have. Okay, that's simply sorted by the term structure of interest rate. Okay, the term structure of interest rate. Okay, that will be very clear. If not, don't forget, you let me know. Okay. The normal yield curve, or we have called the upward sloping yield curve. Okay, the longer the term maturity bonds have higher yield compared to the short-term bonds due to the risk associated with time. Okay, what I mean here is this risk, the one I've just mentioned. Okay, what do I mean by the illiquidity? Okay, there's higher illiquidity. Okay, the longer is the life of financial instrument. Okay, therefore the premium demanded, okay, are much more higher if you have a longer yield curve. If you have a longer tenor. If you have a longer term to lend money, okay. And of course, you have called the so-called the inverted yield curve, which I think I've just mentioned, the inverted yield curve, okay. Look, in the case of inverted yield curve, is the reverse, okay, where you have a case where the short-term bonds, okay, have higher yield compared to the long-term bond, okay, a bit abnormal, more or less, okay. That's why it's called inverted, okay, or what do you mean by the downward sloping yield curve, okay. Of course, you have called a flat or a humped yield curve, okay. Now, what theories attempts to explain? Okay, what theories attempts in explaining this behavior of those yield curve? Okay, what's some theory that explain attempts to explain? Okay, the behavior of those yield curve. Okay, there are 3 theories we're going to discuss. Okay, we have the first theory called the liquidity preference theory. Okay, we have theory of exploitations, and you have called the market segmentation theory. Okay, the market segmentation theory. Okay, so we'll begin the first theory. Let's begin off with the first theory. Okay. This would be by yield curve. Okay, I think as just mentioned. Okay, the yield, okay? So this can be yield, of course, is cost in percent, okay? Also can be referred as the interest rate, whatever you refer to it, okay? And of course, this is the year to maturity of that particular bond, okay? How many years to maturity does this bond has? 5 years, 3 years, 10 years? How much yield? What's the YTM, okay? The yield to maturity for this particular bond, okay? So the first theory, as we mentioned, is what we refer to as the liquidity preference theory, okay? The liquidity preference theory. I think I've just mentioned that if you're going to be a lender, you're going to be an investor, of course, what's going to be your main concern? Your main concern is that in case you do have someone is going to borrow money from you for 2 weeks, okay, and someone is going to borrow the same amount of money, okay, for 10 years, where do you charge more? Assume that all the variables are the same, assume remember all factoring the same, except now the time to lend the money. Where do you charge more? Of course, you charge more where you're going to take longer, where this person is going to take longer with your money. Okay, that by liquidity preference, that if the longer the life to maturity of this particular bond is, of course, the higher it becomes the illiquidity, and of course, the more premium. Therefore, shall you be expecting you as a lender? Okay, shall you be expecting you as an investor? Okay, therefore, the longer the tenor, the longer the time to maturity, the higher becomes the risk, and by this, therefore, the higher becomes therefore the interest rates that you'll be charging, the yield you'll be expecting from that particular instrument. Okay. The investor are going to be risk averse. Okay, that one is by default in finance, in capital theory. Okay, the investor are risk averse. Okay, and there need to be an extra compensation for every extra unit of risk they shall be assuming. Okay, so the extra risk means therefore an extra compensation they shall be expecting. Okay, to invest therefore in longer term tenors, the investor needs higher compensation or premium. What for? Because of this illiquidity. Okay, because of this illiquidity, and the premium is what I mean by liquidity premium. Okay, therefore to be expected. Therefore, to invest in longer tenor, okay, investors need compensation premium in form of higher yields, okay, for the added risk of having to wait longer or having their money tied down for a longer period of time. Okay, what do you mean by the higher, because of the higher liquidity, okay. Therefore, it's just easy for, okay, you're going to end up with a normal or an upward sloping yield curve, okay. As far as this theory, therefore, the yield curve you're going to be having, okay, is the normal yield curve, okay, the normal yield curve. Okay, as per this theory, the liquidity preference theory. Okay, hope that's very clear. Okay, the next theory that makes attempts to make an attempt in explaining the behavior, okay, of the yield curve, okay, is referred to as the theory of expectation. What do you mean by the expectation theory? Okay. And the shape of yield curve is affected by the expectation direction of the inflation in that particular market. If you're going to anticipate that in the next, maybe the market will perform poorly at the from maybe 5 years from now, okay, the markets will be performing poorly, okay. Then of course, what therefore do you expect is going to happen is that in case you're going to borrow money, that's and the repayment period goes beyond the 5 years from now, okay, it goes maybe 11 years, 10 years, okay. Then of course, therefore, because of the higher loss of value of my money, okay, I as a lender, therefore, I'll be expecting more compensation, okay. I'll be expecting more compensation, therefore, okay. If the market is going to improve, currently the market is not doing very well, okay. So we have maybe high inflation today, okay. However, as time goes by, okay, that means the measures put across by the government, okay, they seem to be working, okay, or they shall be working, okay, in the next 5-10 years, okay. Therefore, we look at what therefore do we expect is that once we have a case of the inflation rate becomes manageable, becoming lower in future, then of course, therefore, the yield therefore will be decreasing because there's a lower loss of value of money, okay, in between year 5 and year 10, okay, and therefore we do expect, okay, the yield curve therefore need to be a downward sloping yield curve, okay. Depending on what we expect will be about the inflation in the market, okay, is it high, is it low? What do we expect? If it's going to be high, therefore you can have an upward sloping yield curve. What is the expectation? Is it going to be decreasing? Then you're going to have a case of the downward sloping yield curve or the inverted yield curve. Okay. Therefore, as per this theory, okay, it's about expectation, okay. What do we anticipate is going to be happening in the market, okay? Is the market going to perform well or bad, okay? If we're going to be performing poorly in the future, then of course, therefore, we're going to have a normal yield curve, okay? If it is going to be improving, then of course, we're going to have what we call a downward sloping yield curve, okay? That's on the expectations theory, okay? Hope that's very clear, okay? The next theory that makes an attempt in answering the question towards how the yield curve do behave is referred to as the market segmentation theory. Okay, the market segmentation theory. In this, you see that okay, each of the market segment has its own participant. It has its own buyers and sellers. Okay, it has its own lenders and borrowers. Okay, so each of the market segment. Okay, so in case we segment the market. Okay, based on tenor. Okay. Assume that, for example, say between year 0 and year 5, okay? Let me just share my workbook here. If, for example, we have this case, we just have the market based on, okay, so year 0, year 5 to year 10, 15, 20, and above, okay? In case, for example, this we can call segment A, segment B, segment C, D, and this segment E. If, for example, we're going to borrow money, okay? We see that each of the segment, assume that I take segment A, that is between 0 and 5 years, okay? And then we have some participants, we have lenders who only want to concentrate in that segment, okay? We have borrowers who only want to borrow in that particular segment, okay? So we assume that the participant, okay, they don't go to their markets, okay, or their segments. They stick to their own segment, okay. If you do belong in segment A, then stick to segment A, okay. We assume the market is in equilibrium. If that's the case, therefore, if you did have participants in segment A, okay, being higher, the lenders in segment A being higher than the borrowers, okay. So that's going to happen, okay? That the people who are willing to lend money in segment A are higher than those who want to borrow money. What happened is that you have more money, the one you want to lend money, okay? You have to lower your interest rates, okay? Any instrument that can be offered in the market, okay? There's going to be more people willing to lend money than people are going to willing to borrow money. That implies, therefore, you're going to have a case where you're going to have the interest, the yield being lower, okay? The yield being lower, okay? If you have segment B now, okay? So here the rate is going to be a bit low, okay? Let me just put here that level, okay? If in segment B, okay, we have here the demand for money being more than the supply available there, okay? As the lenders are lower, in terms of the amount they're willing to lend, it's lower than what is being demanded. What happens there? Of course, you're going to have the interest have to short up, okay? Well, the rule of demand and supply have to play in that particular market, therefore, okay? We're going to have a case of high interest rate, okay, being high, okay? You can see that you have more people are willing to lend compared to the people who are willing to borrow. Imply therefore the interest in the optical market is going to go low. Okay, so you may end up with a case of the hunt yield curve sort of. Okay, so how will the yield curve be like? Okay, it's going to be dependent. Okay, on each of the segment in the market. Okay, what is the demand and supply of money in that particular segment? Okay. A case where there's more demand than what is being supplied, of course, interest has to the yield has to be high. Okay, it has to short up. Okay, the case where you have the reverse carry, where you have more of money available. Okay, to be laid out. Okay, compared to what people are willing to. It's the capacity. Okay, the available capital is more than what is needed. What happened therefore in that segment? Then of course, yield therefore has to dip in that particular segment. Okay, the market segmentation theory. Okay. What is the supply and the demand of money in that particular segment? And you assume the assumption here is that the participants do not cross from one segment to that segment. Okay, they stick to their own segments. Okay, that on the market segmentation theory. Okay, question. Okay, take a minute to go through this theory. Okay, what is the significance of this theory? What is the significance of this theory? Of course, in case we're going to go to trace how the yield curve will be like, okay, then of course you can be able to time in quotes, okay, when you're going to borrow money, or which of the instruments should you take up, okay? If, for example, you expect there will be a normal yield curve, then that therefore, as time goes by, you're going to have the interest increasing. Then, of course, the best way is to borrow short term, therefore, okay? Because in case you borrow long term, then you pay more interest rate, okay? You pay more interest rate. The longer the tenor or the longer the maturity, the higher the interest you do pay, okay? So in case you can predict this particular, what is going to happen in the market, okay? You can able to have this yield curve with certainty, okay? Therefore, borrow short term, okay? Because short term, therefore, you pay less interest, okay? If you have a case of the inverted yield curve, okay, the downward sloping yield curve, the downward sloping yield curve, what do? You know that as time goes by, there'll be a drop in the interest rate, okay? Then what do? You drive a borrow long term, okay? Take advantage of the decrease in interest rate as time goes by, okay? The lower interest charge on the longer tenors, okay? The longer the time to maturity, okay? So therefore, you rather borrow, therefore, okay? Long term, okay? You rather do borrow in the long term. So consider, therefore, okay? What will be how would the yield curve be like, okay? And of course, you do switch your position, okay, in line with those yield curve. In case of the bank, for example, the reverse occur, okay? In case there'll be a normal yield curve, that it might be better that you led long term, okay? In case you have a normal yield curve as opposed to the short term, okay? So of course, therefore, that's kind of the importance of the yield curve, okay? The assumption here is that you can be able to assess, okay, with certainty, okay, what to be the yield curve symbols by. These are already go through, so I'll not go through it again. Now, how do we therefore manage, okay, the interest rate risk, okay? How do we manage the interest rate risk, okay? The number of tools can use, okay? The number of tools can use. One of the derivative product you can use, one of the derivative product you can use is called the FRA, okay? The forward rate agreement, the FRA, the forward rate agreement, okay? How does FRA work, okay? Now, if, for example, in 3 months' time, okay, if, for example, in 3 months' time, okay, let me just explain using my workbook here. Okay, it was a simple FRA, okay. If, for example, we are now in the month of June, okay, so you're now in the month of June, okay, so this is the month of June, you anticipate that you're going to borrow, okay, in the month of September, 3 months from now, okay, so this is today, T naught, okay, 3 months later, this when you're going to have the borrowing occur, okay, you're going to be borrowing money in 3 months' time, and you will borrow for 6 months, that is 9 plus 6, that is in the month of March next year, okay, month of March next year, okay. So what if, for example, you are concerned that by the time you're going to actually borrow in the month of September, if they assume that the rates prevailing the prevailing market interest rate, okay, let's say 13%, okay, you are concerned that by the time you're going to actually borrow money, maybe by then the interest rate will be, for example, 18%. So this is just a concern you have, okay? There's 18%, okay? This is a concern you have that by the time you're going to actually borrow money 3 months from now, the interest will be higher. So you're concerned, okay? Why don't I enter into an agreement, for example, with a bank, okay, today, whoever it is, not just a bank, can be in the participant, it can be in the counterparty, okay? Why don't we enter into an agreement with the bank, for example, okay? I tell the bank that in 3 months' time, I shall borrow from you, okay? I shall borrow from you, let's say $1 million, okay? This amount you want to borrow, okay? And you agree the rate in advance. You agree the rate that I will borrow from you, for example, will be, let's say, at 15%, okay? 15%, okay? Therefore, what that implies, therefore, is that in 3 months' time, you're going to borrow $1 million, okay, from the bank, okay, in 3 months' time, okay? You're going to be borrowing in 3 months' time $1 million at 15%. Therefore, irrespective of what is going to be, now assume that we are now 3 months later, okay, in the month of September, okay, 3 months later in the month of September, okay. Irrespective of what is going to be the interest rate then, okay, you have an agreement with the bank already, okay. If by then the interest rate will be, for example, be let's say 18, let's say even 16%, okay, this is the actual rate then, okay, this is the actual rate then, okay. If the actual rate in 3 months' time is 16%, it does not matter to you. You have an agreement with the bank that you shall borrow from them at 15%. Okay. So to you as a company, as a customer, you're not concerned. What is going to be the uncertainty regarding what will be the interest rate when I actually borrow money is none of your business. Okay. because you have an agreement with the bank, okay, that in 3 months' time, I'll borrow from the bank at 15%, $1 million, okay. Therefore, in this case, therefore, don't forget, you shall borrow from this bank, okay. If the bank has the money, it shall let you at 15%, not at 16%, okay. If this was not a bank, this was another individual, this was another participant you have entered the agreement with, then what do? You go to the bank, okay? You go to, let's say, you go to Equity Bank, as an example, okay? You borrow the money at 16%, okay? However, you're in agreement with this person that you're meant to borrow 15%, okay? So you go to the bank, borrow at 16%, then they refund you the difference. Then this person who entered, okay, assume the two party here, there was the borrower, okay, I mean, this is the borrower, there's an A, we have here the lender, there's a counterparty, okay? There's a counterparty, not the lender, okay? The counterparty, the two party here, the borrower, and you have the counterparty. This is company B, sales B. Now the counterparty, okay, need to refund you the difference, okay? Therefore here you're going to receive, okay, receive the difference, receive the interest, the differential interest, okay, from this person, okay, which is 16 minus 15. So they're going to give you the difference, okay? They're going to give you 1%, okay? Look, this is a receipt, okay? Therefore, your net expense, therefore, is 16 minus 1. We go back to 15%, which you had here, okay? You go back to what was agreed rate already, okay? If it's going to be a bank, then you just simply straight borrow from them at 15%, okay? You just simply borrow from them at 15%. However, if the preferred interest rate, okay, is going to be, for example, okay, will be the actual rate to be, let's say, 13%, okay? Let's say there'll be 13%, okay? This is just another case. If the rate in 3 months' time will be 13%, don't forget you have an agreement with the bank. You're going to borrow from them at 15%, okay? If you're going to go to the bank, you cannot go to the other market. You cannot go to the other bank, okay? You have to go to this particular bank. You borrow this money at 15%, okay? Don't forget, you won't be able to take advantage, okay, of the falling market interest rates, okay, because you had agreed, okay, this is a binding contract, this is a forward, okay, you agreed that you shall be borrowing at 15% irrespective what again the prevailing market interest rate, okay. Now, if, for example, this counterparty was not a bank, okay, no, they cannot give you money, okay, they can't lend you money. So you're going to go to the market in this scenario, let me call this scenario X, okay, you borrow the money at 13%, so you pay this to the bank, okay. Then to the counterparty, you pay 2%, because the agreement you're meant to borrow at 15%. Therefore, to the counterparty, you pay 2%. So this is going to go to counterparty, okay. You need to pay to this to the counterparty, okay. And of course, the net becomes go back to 15%. So in case the case here, the interest rate is lower, okay, than what was agreed, then you have to pay the 2% of the 1 million, okay, for 6 months to this counterparty. If the interest is high, okay, you did borrow at 16%, you go to the bank, borrow at 6%. However, the counterparty give you 1%. Therefore, your net expense goes back to 15%. That's called an FRA. You agree in advance, okay? What is going to be the rate shall be applied, okay, to be applied, okay, when you're going to actually be borrowing the money, okay? Irrespective of what to be the prevailing market interest rate, you shall be borrowing at the return, the rate you had agreed already in advance, 15%. Whether it goes up or goes down, whether it drops or increases, then you are assured, you are certain, you'll be borrowing at 15%. Your cost will be 15% of the $1 million you had agreed to be borrowing. Okay, I hope that's very clear. Okay, the same is what we call an FRA. Okay, a forward rate agreement. Okay, just like the forward we had in the currency management. Okay, the same thing. The only difference that here we are dealing now with the case of the loans you're borrowing. Okay, an FRA, a forward rate agreement. Okay, so take 1 minute to go through it. This definition, more or less. Okay, just to let me answer a question here, then I'll leave you to continue on going through the question. So Mandela has a question. What do you mean by a counterparty? Now, counterparty is the other party to the contract. That's what do you mean by a counterparty? The other person to the contract. Now, the contract you're going to have at least 2 persons involved, okay? So in case you're the one who want to borrow money, you did enter contract with another person, either an individual or a corporation. Now, the other side of the contract, who is the other person? That's what you mean by the counterparty, okay? That's what you mean by the counterparty. Okay, I hope that's clear, Mandela. Okay, it's the other person to the contract. Okay, You are the party, and you have the counterparty, is the other person to the contract. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, I hope that was clear. When it comes to naming code of the FRA quotation, okay, now this is going with the conventional way it's going to be named, okay. 5 million pound, for example, 3/9 FRA 5%, okay. So that means therefore you're going to, or the amount that you want to borrow in 3 months' time, okay, is 5 million pounds, okay. When 3 months' time, for how long? For 6 months, okay. Look at how the tenor, the term of the loan is 9 minus 3, okay, 6 months, okay. This is an FRA, and the rate you have agreed upon is 5%. The base rate you have agreed upon is 5%. Okay? Now, this is a simple quotation of an FRA, okay. So in most of the time, in most cases, okay, what I've seen from the past exams, okay, it's you're being asked to discuss what is an FRA, okay? How can FRA hedge on the interest rate risk, okay? That's the question I've seen, okay? The calculation bit of it I've not yet met, okay? But it's good enough that you also become aware of it, okay? In case you're being asked to present, okay, how this particular FRA is going to assist this company, okay, or this person in hedging their interest rate risk, okay? So let's do a question, okay? But you have to understand, okay? Can you be able to explain, okay, how an FRA is going to assist here, okay? Can you be able to explain that situation, okay? Anyway, the calculation bit of it, okay? I have a question here that can help us out, okay? However, I have not seen a question being asked, okay, so far regarding calculation bit of the FRA. But let's just go through it just in case, okay? So in this question, this company is planning to take out a 6-month loan, okay, and the amount they want to borrow is 5 million pounds. The base rate they have agreed, okay. So it's concerned that the base rate, okay, rising above the current of 4.75%, okay, there's a concern that it might go further. So they go to the market and ask for an FRA. So the FRA available, okay, is a 3/9 FRA at 5%, okay, a 3/9 FRA at 5%, okay. So generally, for this company, they do borrow 1% above this base rate, okay. So being asked here, required, advise the company likely outcome in 3 months' time. In case the base rate then will be 5.5%, okay, will be 5.5%. So let me go back to my workbook here. Okay. So the first case is the base rate will be at 5%, at 5.5%. Don't forget, for this company, therefore, the interest rates, the borrowing rates they shall be having, okay, the interest rate will be equal to 5.5% plus, don't forget, they do borrow 1% more than the base, okay, percent to give therefore 6.5%, okay. Therefore, the actual interest rate, okay, let's assume that this is the counterparty is not a bank, okay? The counterparty is another person, so they can't borrow the money from the counterparty, okay? So they go to the bank, okay, and they borrow money at 6.5%, okay? Therefore, the interest shall be paid, okay? So interest to the bank. So interest to the bank will be equal to 6.5%, okay? So this is the interest per annum, but they want to borrow for only 6 months, okay? Times 6 or 12, okay? Times the amount of money they're going to borrow, which in this case is 5 million pounds. Therefore, how much interest they therefore pay to the bank? From the bank, they have borrowed the money. Okay, we get 162,500. Okay, 2,500. Okay. However, this company had an FRA, so they did enter an FRA, okay, where the base rate was meant to be at 5%, okay. The base rate was meant to be at 5%, okay. Therefore, in case the base rate is above that, okay, and then of course they're meant to pay to the counterparty. The counterparty is meant to pay to this company, okay. Therefore, the counterparty, since now the rate is above what was agreed upon, and of course it's upon the counterparty, the other person in the contract, who is meant to refund the company, okay. Okay, this company has borrowed at 6.5%, and we're meant to borrow at 6%. Don't forget, okay, we're meant to borrow at 6%. Why 6%? The base was meant to be 5 plus 1 to give us 6%. Okay. Therefore, the counterparty will have to pay to this company. This is therefore cash received or receipt from counterparty. They're going to be receiving from counterparty, the other person to the contract. Therefore, the agreement was the base was meant to be at 5%. Okay. Therefore, if the company was to borrow at as the base of 5% as per FRA, then are meant to borrow at 6%. Okay. However, they borrowed at 6.5%. Okay. So therefore, they get refunded the difference by the counterparty. Okay. By the counterparty. Multiply by, it's for 6 months. Multiply by £5 million. Okay. Therefore, how much money do they receive from the counterparty for having the rate being higher than what was as per the FRA? Okay, you get how much? And you get 12,500, 12,500. Okay, this is a receipt. So the company is meant to receive this from the counterparty. Okay, this is what they shall be paying to the bank, but this is a cash inflow. So what's the net? And the net gives 150,000. Okay, therefore the company has a net payment they're making of 150,000. Okay, that's the first case. Okay, the first scenario. Okay, now in the second scenario, okay, in the second scenario, let me go back to the question. In the second scenario, the base is 4.5%. Okay, now the base is at 4.5%. The actual at the time when they are actually borrowing, the base then is 4.5%. Okay, so let's go back to our code here. Now, in case the base at then will be at 4.5%, okay, this company, it goes to the bank and borrows at a base rate of 4.5%. So therefore, the interest they pay to the bank will be 4.5%. Okay, so the interest to pay to the bank interest rate, okay, they're going to pay to the bank in this case, therefore, will be equal to, okay, 4.5% plus 1% to give us 5.5%. So therefore, the interest they pay to the bank, okay, interest to the bank, interest payment, okay, to the bank will be equal to 5.5%, but for 6 months, 6 or 12, we multiply by the amount of money they borrow. In this case, therefore, the £5 million. Because how much interest they pay to the bank? Therefore, the amount they do pay to the bank is equal to 107,500. Okay. But they have an agreement, they have an FRA that they're meant to borrow at the base of 5%. So if there'll be some difference between the base rate as per the FRA and the base rate, the actual base rate, then of course they do refer to the difference to the counterparty. Okay. Now, therefore, since the rate is lower, then of course they do pay the counterparty. Okay. There is now payment to counterparty, not receipt. Okay. Now you're the one to pay the counterparty. They have payment to counterparty. Payment to counterparty. If you have to borrow based on the what was agreed upon, you're meant to borrow at 5% plus 1, 6%. Okay. However, you did borrow at 5.5%. Therefore, the difference, you do refer to the counterparty. You do give the counterparty 6 or 12, okay, times £5 million. Therefore, how much do you pay to the counterparty? Okay, so we get 12,500, 12,500. Okay, there's a cash flow, there's a cash flow, okay? Therefore, the net interest payment, therefore, in this case, therefore, will be 150,000. Okay, and of course, in case you work backward, this converts therefore to a base of 5%. Therefore, irrespective, okay, irrespective of what will be the prevailing market interest rate, okay, irrespective of what's given the prevailing market interest rate, okay, we know as a company, this company will be paying a total of 150,000, irrespective of what is given the prevailing market interest rate, okay. And this was the intention. We want to hedge that. We want to ensure we don't have that uncertainty, okay. So the company is sure, irrespective of what will be the interest rate then, okay. We shall be paying a total interest of 150,000, okay, or more or less at the base rate of 5%. Okay. As I was mentioned, okay, this question has not been asked for quite some time. Okay, I've never seen it being asked. Okay, the math behind the FRA. Okay, but it's good just to be. It's not that it's hard math behind it. Okay, I guess now you are ready just in case you ask. Okay, what I've seen is that you asked to define and discuss how the FRA do hedge on the interest rate risk. That one I've seen. Okay, I think should be actually the December sitting. Okay, being asked to assess or discuss what you mean by an FRA. Okay, so you should be able to have that discussion, okay, on how you can use the FRA in managing the interest rate risk. Okay, that's on the use of the forward or the FRA. Then you can also use what referred to as the interest rate futures, okay, the interest rate futures. Now, in this case, just like the forward, it's just like the case of the forward, okay? But now the key difference here is that the futures, the forward, the counterparty, in the case of the forward, it can be any person. It can be the bar, it can be another person, it can be another company. So the counterparty, there's no restriction. If anything, just like the forward that we discussed at the currency, okay? The flexibility is going to be, this shall be there, okay? They're very flexible, okay? But now, in the case of the futures, the interest rate futures, just like this we saw in futures and the currency management, they're going to be traded upon, they're going to be exchanged by the exchange, they're going to be traded by the exchange. So you are the one to go to the exchange, the flow of the exchange, okay? Determine what available. So it's upon the exchange that these are the futures available in the market, okay? So you have to look for one that is going to be suitable to your situation, okay, or closest to your situation, okay. I want to borrow for 4 months. What is available is a 6-month future, okay. So therefore, the element of flexibility, it may not be there like we had in the case of the forward or the FRA, okay. Now we have to stick with what the exchange, okay. In the case of the NSC, for example, what the NSC is giving you. So you have to stick to what the NSC is giving you. So that element of flexibility might not be there. However, yes, that the main advantage you have in the case of the futures is that since they are going to be done through the exchange, okay, the chance that the NSA will dishonor, okay, their part of bargain, okay, is very minimal, okay. However, in the case of the FRA, if this was done through by some individuals, what the chance that this individual will honor the terms of the contract by the end of by start of 3 months from now, they may not honor it. So the chance of default is a bit high. Okay, the chance of default is quite high in the case of the FRA, in the case of the forward. Okay, compare the case of the futures. Okay, both for the currency risk management as well as the case of the interest rate risk management. Okay, so the default risk is going to be there. It's quite what we call the counterparty risk. Okay, the chance they may be defaulting, okay, is a bit high in this particular in the case of the FRA as well as the case of the forward compared to the case of the futures. Okay. However, okay, what we are quite to be careful, okay, what we are quite careful is that you have, okay, if, for example, in 3 months' time you want to borrow, if in 3 months' time you want to borrow money, okay, you are the borrower, okay, so what do? In 3 months' time, therefore, in short, you're going to be like buying that futures contract. In 3 months' time, therefore, you're going to be like buying that futures contract. Therefore, today in T naught, okay, not 3 months from now, but today, what do? You take the counter position, okay? You take the counter position. Therefore, what do? You need to borrow, you need to sell, okay? In 3 months' time, you want to borrow. In 3 months' time, you want to borrow. So in that time, you're going to be buying the futures contract. Now today, therefore, what do? You take you take the opposite position to the contract. In this case, therefore, you're going to be selling the futures contract. If you want to get money, okay, in today's time, what do? You need to buy the futures contract because in 3 months' time, you're going to be selling, in quote. You're going to be the one who is going to be lending money out. Okay, you're the bank. You're the one who's going to be lending the money out. You're the one who's going to, like in quote, selling. Therefore, what do you do? You take a counter position. Therefore, you buy the futures contract today. In 3 months' time, you sell it. Okay, so you take the counter position. Okay, that's the key to carry from this particular section. Okay, take note of this. Okay, you take a counter position today. Okay, if in 3 months' time you're going to be lending money, like you're selling money, because you're the bank, okay, selling the quotes, okay, then today you take a counter position. You do buy futures contract, then you sell them in 3 months' time. Okay, if you're going to be borrowing, you're going to be buying quote here. Okay, don't meant to use it in exam. You're going to be buying this loan. You're going to be taking this loan in 3 months' time. It means therefore, then you're going to be buying futures contract. Then what do you do? You need to sell the futures contract. Okay, so you take a counter position. You take a counter position. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, that's the key takeaway from that particular case. Okay, for the case of futures contract. In the interest rate futures, basically what one buys is the entitlement to the interest rate receipt, okay, and what one sells is the promise to make the interest rate payments, okay. The futures are similar to the FRA and the forwards. The only the difference that in this case the futures, okay, they're going to be traded upon through the exchange, okay. You're the one to go as the lender, you as the borrower, to go and buy and sell these futures contracts, okay. And of course, the exchange therefore is one, the NSC. Okay, let me use the NSC as an example. It's one that do set the term, when is this contract going to be available, okay, for only 6 months, okay. So it's the one that set the terms, okay, the amount available. The currency, okay, if, for example, you do have a case of foreign denominated loans, okay, so they're the one who set, it's upon you to go and look what instrument, what contracts are available, what's my position, and which one is going to be closest to trying to hedge on my position. Okay, it's not like this here. You're going to have a negotiation. Okay, like the case of the forward. In the case of the forward, they say to you to agree. Okay, I want to lend money for 3 months. Okay, so the two of you agree. Yes, I'm going to take your money for a 3-month period. Okay, so in the case of the forward, we know it's more flexible. Okay, the terms and condition, it's upon the two of you. You as a party taking wanting to lend money or borrow money, was the counterparty is the two of you to agree the terms and condition of the contract, not like the case of the futures here. Okay. Okay. For the futures, what do you do now? Okay, so of course the first thing is you need to forecast the need to borrow in 3 months' time in case you're borrowing. Okay, forecast my need, your need. Okay, in 3 months' time, what do you do? Forecast the need in 3 months' time. Then now agree an interest rate for 3 months' time with the futures market. So you agree on the interest rate, okay, on what should be the interest rate to be applied in the futures market. And since this is going to be what we call exit traded instrument, this is an exit traded instrument, then of course you must make a deposit. Okay, for all the exit traded instrument, you must make a deposit within. In the case of the NSC, you pay something. Okay, why do you pay? Just to ensure you do not go against your. There's a chance of defaulting. It's more towards the chance of defaulting. Okay, but you don't default. Okay, because in case you default, then you forfeit your deposit. In short, okay. If the interest rate has moved against you in 3 months' time, then of course you receive compensation. Okay. If the interest has moved in your favor, then you pay. You do pay. Okay, to the NSC. Of course, the position remains the same as it was even in the case of the FRA. Okay. However, now you're going to buy these features or sell these features in the market. Okay, you're going to do this in the market. In the exchange, not of the OTC, not over the counter, but in the exchange. Okay. Then another instrument, okay, I hope that's clear on the features. The math behind it, you shall do it in the advanced financial management, okay? We shall do it in for advanced financial management, okay? The options, okay? No option, okay? No, it's just like, okay. No, don't forget, one of the key advantage of both futures as well as the forward is that you cannot take advantage of the foreign market interest rate, okay? You can't take advantage of that, of the foreign market interest because the contract is a binding contract, okay? Now, in the case of the options, if the position is favorable to you, okay, if the position is giving favorable to you, okay, then you take it up, okay, then you take it up. If not, you just let go, okay. Don't forget, this could have happened, okay, in case you could have taken a futures or a forward. That's not going to happen. But in case it's going to be available, in case you do take an option, then you all take it up if it's going to be advantageous to you. Like, for example, the case you done in the case of the FRA, okay? If the market, the base rate available in the market at the time of taking up the loan is 5.5%, and what you had as per the FRA was 5%, then of course the FRA is much better. Then in that case, therefore, it is advantageous to you, then you take it up. If there are case, okay, we have where the base rate was 4.5%, okay, the market is much better than even the FRA. In that case, therefore, if it was an option, okay, you do not have to take it up, okay. So simply, therefore, just go to the market, you borrow at the base rate of 4.5%, okay. However, since that was an FRA, then you must take it up, okay, whether it's good for you or bad, okay, whether it's going to be advantageous to you or otherwise, okay. So it does not matter in the case of the FRA. In the case of options, that's got to be available, okay. Now, for the option contract, it gives there for you as the holder, as you as the buyer of the contract, the right but not the obligation. The right but not the obligation. In the case of the forward and the futures, it is an obligation to honor your part of the deal. Okay. And of course, having said that, okay, since you've been granted more flexibility, okay, therefore you pay more for the options, okay. You pay more for the options. The premium you do pay to enter in this contract is a bit higher compared to the case of the futures and the case of the forward. So therefore, the initial investment, the initial cost of the contract, therefore, is a bit higher for the case of the options because they give you the chance to earn in the case of, for example, in the case of a downside. Okay, if they are falling market interest rate and you're the borrower, then you earn more. It is more advantageous to you. Therefore, in this case, therefore, you will be paid more, okay, for the extra flexibility given to you by the contracts, okay. The company may opt not to use the interest rate given by the counterparty if the interests are lower than what the counterparty is offering you. Okay, and you can see that the base, as per the FRA, in that example, it was 5%. By the market, the base was 4.5%. So the market gives you much better option. Okay, therefore, in this case, therefore you can opt to use. You may opt not to use what is being given to you by the counterparty. Okay. What do you need to forecast in 3 months' time, or you will receive agree an option or interest rate for 3 months is optional. Don't forget. Okay, you're the one who wants to hedge your risk. Okay, with the options market. Okay, pay a premium. Of course, that's going to happen. Okay, you have to pay a premium. Okay, if the interest has moved against you in 3 months' time, then receive compensation. Okay, you receive compensation. If, for example, you agreed to borrow at 5%. Okay, however, the interest then will be 7%. And you go to the market, you borrow at 7%. But you get a refund of 2%, the difference, okay? If the interest has moved in your favor, then in 3 months' time, then use favorable. Don't forget, you don't need to pay anything here, okay? You take the one that gave it favorable to you. In this case, therefore, what do? Okay, you just borrow, for example, at 3% without the need, therefore, to pay anything, okay? The next effect is the worst case known, okay, plus any upside potential. There will be upside potential. In this case, you can take advantage of what we mean by the upside potential. If you're a borrower, okay, if you're the borrower, then of course, therefore, you're going to the worst case is you can borrow at the 5% interest rate. That's the worst case, okay. But you also have the advantage, okay. You also have the advantage that in case there be falling market interest rate, you can be able to borrow at, for example, 3% in the market. Okay, without the need to stick at what the rate are given to you by the market, okay, by the FRA, okay. Clear? So the option grants you the right, but not the obligation. Not like the case of the futures and the forward, okay. Then you have to call the swap. Now swap, okay, is simply agreeing that if, for example, okay, let me just give the example so it becomes easy to understand what we mean by a swap, okay. If, for example, there are two parties here, okay, we have company A, company B. This is the fixed rate. They can go to the market and borrow at fixed rate, and they can also be able to borrow to the market and borrow at floating rate. Company A can go to the market and borrow at a fixed rate of let's say 10%. Company B can borrow at 13%. If company A goes to borrow floating, they pay let's say 8%, and company B they can borrow at 6%, for example. Okay. Now, if you look at the two positions, don't forget each of the party has advantage over the other. Okay, that is, company A can borrow fixed, okay, and pay 10%, okay, lower than company B. Then company B can borrow 6% floating, which is advantageous to compare to company A position of 8%. Okay, so of course each of the party has what mean an advantage. What I mean by they can be far the competitive they have a competitive advantage, has a competitive advantage or the other in some areas. Okay, if for example company A would want to borrow floating, if for example company A was to borrow floating, then it is much better they approach company B and tell company B, why don't you borrow on behalf at 6%? Okay, so company B borrows on behalf of company A the 6%. If for example company B has a need to borrow at fixed, okay, if company B has would want to borrow at a fixed rate, then it is advantageous for it to go to company A and ask company, why don't you borrow on our behalf, okay, at the 10%, because you can borrow at lower interest rate compared to what can borrow. In this case, therefore, the company B A borrows on behalf of company B at the 10%. Now, what has just happened is that they have just swapped position because each one of the party, okay, has advantage over the other. Okay, this is called a simple swap. Okay, so once they enter in this contract, okay, that you're going to borrow on behalf, okay, you as company borrow on behalf at 10%, okay, and me as company B, I'll borrow on behalf at let's say 6%, okay. And of course, in case of the difference, we just pay each other. Okay, if the difference, for example, this case, company A just pays company B the 4%. Okay, so simply this is what we call a swap contract. Okay, so they have just swapped the position. Okay, they have simply just swapped the position. Okay, and at the end of the day, it will be advantageous to both company A and B to ask to contact the other person. Okay, to swap their position. Now this is a swap contract. Okay, in the simplest example. Okay. Now, if this can happen, where the amount to be borrowed is the same, for example, 1 million pounds, okay, in both cases, 1 million pounds, okay, the currency are the same, they're in pounds, okay, then this will refer to as a plain vanilla swap, okay, they refer to as a plain vanilla swap, okay, vanilla swap, okay. We can have a case where, okay, the currency being involved are different. If they're different, then of course it becomes much more complicated now. Okay, in case here is not pounds, but assume that it is dollars. Okay, now that's kind of it becomes more complicated. Okay, because now you have over and above the interest swap here, we also have a foreign currency. You have also a swap for the foreign currencies. Okay, you have a swap contract also applying to the foreign currency. Okay, so you can have, but now that one won't be a plain vanilla swap in case the currency are different. Okay, and that's the use of swap as an option to hedge on the interest rate risk. Okay, and you can go through it for 1 minute. Okay, all that's clear. If, for example, you have a contract where the main issue is we want to set the maximum interest rate, for example, we do want to be paying, okay? This is going to apply more towards paying, okay? You can enter into a contract that your main concern is that I want to fix on the maximum I should be paying at any point in time, okay? So you agree, okay? If that's the case, therefore, then to me, therefore, you have entered into referred to as a cap, okay? If your concern is you want to set the lower limit, okay? I don't want to be receiving interest lower than this amount of money, okay? That means you have set a floor, okay? If you have an arrangement where, if for example, you have a gap exposure, okay? You have both assets and liability, and you want to enter a contract that do hedge on the receipts and on your payment side of it, then you shall be having a collar, okay? A cap, a floor, and a collar. Now for the collar, it have both cap and a floor. Cap is more or less was setting the maximum of interest you would want to be paying, okay? The floor is you would want a guarantee of the minimum amount of interest you can be receiving, okay? And of course, this is applied more towards in case you have assets, okay? Because you're receiving, okay, more, okay? This is more towards the borrowing, okay? You want to set the maximum rate you can pay at any point in time, okay? For the floor, it's the minimum in case you have assets and you want to have a guaranteed return, okay? Guaranteed in quote return of the returns you can be receiving from your investment, from your assets. If you have both asset and liability, then of course you can enter into a cap and a floor, then the core, like to combine the core as a collar arrangement, okay? Clear? And that's therefore marks the end of our syllabus. That marks the end of therefore of our syllabus. Therefore, I will try to see whether it is possible, okay? Because I think the class ends this week, okay? But one and a half class will not be enough. One class on Thursday will not be enough for us to do the revision for sure, okay? So I'll see whether the administration can let us, okay, have next week also for our revision, okay? So cross your fingers that they won't have any issues towards that, okay? Now, the SCA, okay, the SCA have asked me, okay? Okay, welcome back. Now for the revision, I suppose that we are trying to go through, okay, of course, in summarized version, the entire syllabus, okay, through a very compressed sessions for the next maybe 2 or 3 classes. We go through the syllabus in a compressed version of it. And I suppose we go from each of the topic, okay, because in case we have a concern in a given topic, then of course upon you to bring it up during the revision, okay, in case you never understood on appraisal, then ask as many questions as possible regarding appraisal. If you have a question regarding maybe cost of capital, then of course ask as many questions as possible regarding, of course, the cost of capital, okay. So that's how I intend for us to do the revision, okay. Don't forget this is a revision, so there's nothing new I'll be teaching you, okay. So it's upon you to know where which area you are weak, okay. Get to start, which area am I weak, okay. What can I do in order to improve that particular area? This is your time, okay. I have issues regarding how to make the presentation in the Excel, okay. Could you repeat, okay, or could you do a question, okay, on how to present, maybe for example, an NDV question in Excel, okay. I can't remember how to use the inflation rate, okay. I can't remember the key distinction between soft calculationing and hard calculationing, okay. So don't forget, bring up those questions as much as possible, okay, during this revision time, okay. Okay. It can be the first topic, okay, of course, going through in a very summarized fashion. So the first topic we were discussing was on the introduction towards financial management, okay. Financial management is that this is the management of company finances, company funds, company monies, okay, with the sole purpose of assisting the company achieve its objective, okay. The management of company finance, money, in order to assist the company achieve its objective, is what referred to as the financial management, okay. We usually said those objectives can be classified into, okay, or those objectives the company can, you can classify them into 2, okay, into 2, yes. We have what we call financial objective, okay. We have what we call the financial objectives, and you have referred to as the non-financial objective, financial and the non-financial objectives, okay. Financial and the non-financial objectives, okay. The key difference is simply how do you assess whether the objective has been achieved. Okay, do you use a financial metric, or do you use a non-financial metric to assess the achievement of the objective? If we do use a financial metric, then simply it means the objective was first for a financial objective. Okay, in case we do use a non-financial metric measure, then that implies therefore that the objective that was being pursued was a non-financial objective. Okay, we discussed that the three financial objectives that we need to discuss are three of them. Okay, we have the first being the profit maximization objective, profit maximization objective. We have the shareholders' wealth maximization being the other objective, shareholders' wealth, okay, maximization, and you have the growth in earnings per share, okay, growth in earnings per share, okay. Those are the financial objectives that say that we can pursue, or a firm can pursue, okay. Most of us, the shareholders' wealth, the profit maximization, okay, is that profit is given us, okay, because the revenue to be earned over time over the expense that were incurred in earning that revenue, okay. That's simply given, therefore, the first core objective. Okay, let me mute. Okay, so the profit is given us, of course, revenue made as expense. So, of course, when it comes to assessing whether this objective has been achieved, then of course you have to assess. Therefore, has the target been achieved? What was the growth? What was the target profit to be achieved? 10 million. Has that time been achieved? What was assured? Okay, to what extent the company has not achieved that objective? They've got 9 million. Therefore, it's means if they're 1 million less of the target. Okay. Let's say that essentially this objective may not be the best objective. It has a number of limitations. Okay, it's a bit vague in its here. Okay, there's a chance of it being manipulated. Okay, the chance of it have creative accounting coming in play. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, we need to try to achieve another objective. Okay, that is towards maximizing the wealth of shareholders. Okay. And of course, we said, how can you maximize the wealth of shareholder? By simply investing in value-adding projects, investing in value-adding projects, okay? And it says, which is the best objective, okay? Rather, how do you assess, therefore, or rather, simply, we do achieve, okay? We do achieve this value addition, okay? By the company investing in positive NPV project, okay? As you mentioned, if the NPV is 10 million positive, then implies if the company invests in this project, the company's value increased by 10 million, okay, in present value terms, okay. And you assess whether the objective has been achieved by trying to observe the return to the shareholder, okay, that is P1 minus P0, okay, that's give the capital gain, of course, plus the dividend, okay. Divide P0 to give you, therefore, the return to the shareholder. P1, the share price end of the period, okay. P0, the share price being the period, and D being the dividend, okay. That is the easiest way of trying to assess whether the shareholder's wealth is being maximized. It is that maximization, okay. Towards the growth in earnings per share, okay. We assess the company may have a target, okay, that we want to have the earnings per share growing by 10%, okay. Of course, you should be comparing what was the target, okay, versus what has been the actual growth in earnings per share, okay. Is there any distinction? Is there any difference, okay? It's the earnings per share, okay. Earnings per share is given us simply as the net income, okay, or the earnings attributable to the shareholder, okay. We divide by the equity, okay, by the shareholders fund, we divide by equity. So I'm sorry, not equity. I'm thinking of another ratio here. We divide by the number of shares. We divide by the number of shares, okay. We do the number of shares, okay. That's because of the earnings per share, okay. So you shall be comparing what has been the actual growth in earnings per share versus what has been the target. Has the company achieved the target? Okay, has the company achieved that target? Okay, that is on the earnings per share growth. Actually, the objective could be the return on capital employed. Okay, return on capital employed. Okay, as a financial issue. Okay, not as investment appraisal method. Okay, return on capital employed. Okay, the return, the ROCE. Okay, simply given us. Okay. How much has been the company, okay, most of the time with the net income, okay, so net income we divide by capital employed, okay, we divide by the total capital that have been employed, okay, divide by capital employed. Okay, of course we express this as a percent. Okay, but be careful here. This is not the appraisal method that we are discussing. This is a financial ratio. As a financial objective, the company wants to pursue the return on capital employed. Okay. And to us, the non-financial objective, okay, they're very diverse. Okay, they're quite diverse. Okay, they're diverse as the company can be. Okay, don't forget to mention the key distinction here is that we are simply trying to assess the company is trying to achieve a non-financial objective. So the assessment of how effective or efficient the company has been in achieving it is more to us by using a non-financial metric, a non-financial measure to assess its achievement. Okay. They can be, for example, example can be growth in the company market share. Okay, grow the company market share. Cost reduction. Okay, cost reduction more financial. It's more towards a profit maximization. Okay, we can have what other example? In case the school, for example, okay, make a bit towards the intake of students. Okay, to increase the student intake. Okay. Welfare of the staff members, okay, welfare of employees, okay. I don't know, being the best payer, okay, within a particular region, for example. So the non-financial objective, they're as diverse as a company can be, okay. They can be as diverse as a company can be, okay. But don't forget, what is being pursued is a non-financial objective under this particular case, okay. We also think discuss on the theory on agency, what we call the agency theory. Okay, well, instead of the company is going to be, or the company is owned by shareholders. Okay, and the shareholders themselves they cannot be able to manage the company. Okay, they cannot be able to manage the company. So of course they do hire managers. Okay, so therefore one of the agency relationship is shareholders versus the managers. Okay, shareholders versus managers. Okay, versus managers. And shareholders versus manager, okay, of course, in this particular case, you have to consider who are the shareholders of the company, okay? Why do they appoint the managers, okay? What could be the potential crisis, okay, that might arise between the shareholders and the managers, okay? Determining, for example, okay, one of the examples could be, for example, managers are stealing money from, they are defrauding the company, they are stealing money from the company, okay? So this is money of the shareholder, okay? Essentially, therefore, this goes against, therefore, their stewardship law that they have in the company, okay? So as shareholder, you are the one who is at risk here, okay? Therefore, what do you do, okay? Simply, you don't need to assess what are some of the potential conflict of sources, okay? Then, of course, you put measures to address this problem in advance, okay? We also discussed the case of shareholders versus debtors, okay? Shareholders versus debtor, okay? Instead, don't forget, we want to know, in both cases, we want to know who is the principal and who is the agent, okay? And so the key element that makes the distinction is simply who is the resource owner, okay? Who is the resource owner? Who has the control of the other? In the case of shareholders as manager, no, shareholder the principal. They are the one who own the company, okay? And of course, the managers are the agent, okay? They get appointed to pursue the objective of the shareholders, okay? Then of course, your shareholder versus the debtor, okay? In this case, the debtors are the principal. They are the owners of the resource, okay? They do own the debt capital, okay? They do own the debt capital, okay? Sorry. They do own the debt capital, okay? That implies, therefore, they are the principal. The shareholders, they do need to account to the debtors, of course, every year, for example, okay? On how they have been using their debt, they have been using the capital, okay? Of course, through the payment of the interest, okay? Therefore, you as the holder, you as the principal, you need to identify what are some of the potential conflicts that can arise between the two of you, okay, between the shareholders and the debtor. Then you put measures in advance. Look, it is your resource at stake here, okay? They have put measures to address the problem before those problems occur, okay? If the shareholders maybe are going to pay themselves high dividends, okay, to an extent that you don't have, the company doesn't have money to pay you interest, of course, put measures in advance, okay? For example, you can put what we call a restricted covenant. A restricted covenant tell the shareholder that going forward, you can't pay yourself dividend beyond X amount of money, okay? If you want to pay yourself dividend, then you need first to consult with us, okay? Having what we refer to as restrictive covenants. They do restrict the actions the shareholder can take, okay? If the issue is that the shareholders might end up investing in some other projects, okay? Invest in some other projects, okay? that might be hard to control. That once they get the money, they might decide we are going to invest. They might decide to invest elsewhere. Okay, what you can do is that you can give the money in tranches, for example. Okay, give money in tranches. Okay, in bits and pieces. Okay, don't give the entire money at once. Okay, give the money, for example, upon assessing. Okay, how the project has been effective for the first 3 months, for the past 4 months. Okay, you can give the money in bits and pieces. Okay. So you need to see what are some of the potential crises, okay, conflicts that can rise between us as the holder and the shareholder. Okay, and the same applies for shareholders and the managers. Okay, put measures to address any potential crisis that might occur. Okay, that was, I think, on the first topic. Okay, if there's any question, you're free to ask. Okay, don't forget to just simply raise your hand up, then you can unmute yourself. There's a division, so I will not unmute you. Okay, so raise your hand up. No, I don't know whether I can do it through here. No, I can't hear you now. Okay, I'm not sure what's wrong with my computer, but maybe you can type the question there, okay, and I can get to read your question, okay. That's on the first topic, okay, and of course from this topic, I expect them to be in section A. Most of the time, this question will be set in section A. And by the way, okay, you are not going to pass this exam unless you have prepared very well, okay, section A, section B, okay, and that implies therefore you doing very many questions, okay. I know that you have not been had, I think, before when we had the face-to-face classes, okay? We used to do the MCQ every week. I hope you did continue that particular, you are able to continue with the same trade, okay? Having the face-to-face, having every week a rush, okay? I hope that you have been with that, okay? I'm not sure they can be able to get, to share with you those questions, but I'll see how possible it will be like, okay? But I hope you're not only going to pass the exam if you're going to have done multiple question, okay, doing as many questions as possible, being confident on that particular section A and section B, okay. So be very keen on that particular section, okay. And I must say, even if you get section C correct, all of it, okay, you get 40%, you won't pass the exam. How have you not passed section A, section B, okay. Anyway, that was an advice, okay, to you. Ensure you have done many questions as possible on this particular section, okay. That was on topic A. Now, in topic 2, okay, I think we're discussing on financial market and financial institution, okay, financial market, financial institution, okay. If we consider that, okay, financial market, financial market and financial institution, okay. I see that essentially, okay, the market for funds, okay, the market for funds, market where the company can obtain money, market for funds, we can classify it in two main categories, okay? We can classify it in two main categories. You have financial markets and you have the financial institutions, okay? You have financial market and you have financial institution or financial intermediary. Institution or financial intermediary. And so simply from the economics, okay, so you're going to have two parties in the economy. You have for the surplus unit, the one who have more money than what they need, okay, and you have referred to as the deficit units, okay, surplus and the deficit units, okay, and the deficit unit. Those that have the need for money is more than even what they have, okay, the need for money is more than even what they have, okay. If, for example, you're going to have the surplus units do give the money, okay, to the deficit units directly without the need for an intermediary, without the need for someone to go by, okay. For example, this company, okay, here's, for example, Safaricom, they want to get money, so through the issue of shares, they're not going to go to the bank, okay. Instead, they're going to go to the shareholders in the market and issue shares, okay. The money flow from the surplus unit to the deficit units, okay, without the need for intermediary, okay. If that's the case, therefore, we do pay the transaction is occurring in the financial markets, okay? If, however, you're going to have here a bank that comes to go by, they have a bank here, okay? We have here the surplus units, okay? Surplus unit. They do invest their money, they do put their money, they do invest or they do put their excess money to the bank as deposits, okay? And here you have Safaricom, for example, okay, coming in and borrowing money from the bank, okay? They do ask for the money from the bank, okay? Therefore, you're going to have here the case how you're going to have therefore money flowing from the surplus units through the bank, okay, to the deficit units, okay. Now here you can see that the bank is acting as a financial intermediary, okay. As in this case, as a financial institution, okay, as the merchant bank, okay. And that's the key distinction between those two: financial market and the financial intermediary. Okay, here you have example of banks. Okay, commercial bank, pension funds. Okay. Okay, case of saving the circles, in the case saving institutions. Okay, microfinance. Okay, so all these are going to be part and parcel of financial institution. Okay, we have insurance company. Okay, so all these become the final part and parcel of the financial intermediary. Venture capitalists. Okay, venture capital firms. Okay, quite many of them. In the case of the financial markets, okay, we can classify in two categories. We have the capital markets. We have called the capital market. Capital market. Okay, capital market. And you have money market. Okay, capital market, and you have money market. Okay. Well, the key difference is now the instrument that is being used to obtain the money from the surplus units, okay, to the deficit units, okay. What's the nature, or what's the tenor, what's the life, okay, of that instrument that is being used to obtain money from the surplus unit? Don't forget, in exchange for the capital, you as the deficit units, okay, you have to give an instrument, you have to give an asset, okay, to this surplus unit. Okay, so what type of financial instrument is being used? What type of security? Okay, financial security is being used to obtain the money. Okay, if it has a life of more than 1 year, then the transaction occurs in the capital market. Okay, if the instrument has a life of less than or equal to, okay, has a life of less than or equal to 1 year, then the transaction is occurring in the money market section of the capital market. Okay. And here the instrument can be equity shares, okay, through the IPO, right to your shares, whatever it is, okay, preference shares. We have bonds, okay, and the debentures. Okay, all these become therefore some of the instruments that can be used to obtain the money through the capital market. In the money market, okay, there are quite many. You have, for example, the repurchase agreement, we have, for example, the case of even futures, okay, the case of derivatives, okay. Let me just put here the case of derivatives, okay. We have the use of forward, the futures, okay. The case of the use of forward, you have the use of futures, options, okay. All these can also become part of the money market, okay. We have the case of the use of commercial papers. You have the use of the CDs, in case certificate of deposit. Okay, so here are the key differences that you need to get to know. What are some of these instruments? Okay, if, for example, I've been given a statement, okay, can I be able to attach the statement to the instrument? Okay, can I say that this statement refers to a repurchase agreement, This statement refers to a commercial paper. This statement refers to a CDs, regular deposit. Okay, can you be able to tell the difference, okay, between all these instruments? Okay, okay. This transaction can occur, okay. The transaction here in the financial market, okay, can either occur in the private market, okay. They can either occur in the primary market, okay. So the market can be also classified in two categories, okay. Private market, and you have the secondary market. Private market, this way the instrument is being issued for the first time ever in that particular market. Okay, it has never been issued before. Okay, if a company is becoming a PLC, therefore their equity share were not issued. They are being issued for the first time ever. Okay, in this particular market. Therefore, the transaction occur in the primary market section of the financial market. Now, in case you have the subsequent trading, okay, the subsequent trading of the instrument, okay, then this occur in the secondary market section of the market for the case of the financial market. Okay, it occurs the subsequent, okay, the subsequent buying and selling of a previously issued instrument. The transaction occur in the secondary market section of the market of financial market. Okay, I think that was on topic 1. On topic 2, okay. Any question from that topic? Any question on that topic? And also, look, this most likely will be section A, section B question. Both section A, section B, okay? I don't expect to section C question, okay? So it will be a section A question. Okay, so no question. Okay. That was on topic 2. Topic 3, if I remember, was more towards the policies, okay, the government can follow, which I think I asked you to go through. So I'll not go through it again, okay. Those monetary policies that can go through by the government, okay, as well as those physical policies that government can do follow. So I'll not go through it again, okay. That was on topic number 2. Topic 3. Topic 4, okay, topic 4 was on working capital management, okay. Topic 4, therefore, we discussed on working capital management, okay, on working capital management. This is a core topic, okay. And if, by the way, I hope that you normally go through the examiner's report, okay. I hope you do normally do that, okay, because this has been an area that has been quite an issue to students, okay. I don't know why. But in the March sitting and the December March sitting of this year, the December sitting of last year, the same problems the examiner did not. Okay, so don't make this to be one of your key concerns, one of your key problems. Okay, because it's a very simple, topic. Okay, but it only becomes simple in case you do a lot of practice. Okay, you do a lot of practice. Okay. And that's, as I mentioned, that's the only way you become confident. Okay, by attempting as many questions as possible. Okay. I don't know. If I were you by now, I would not go through the notes again. So going forward, it would simply be able to revision. Okay, try in as many questions as possible. Okay? From whatever source you get, using BBB, Kaplan, I don't know which other providers you have, Baker, whatever we're going to use. Okay, so do as many questions as possible. It's about trying to be confident in this particular paper. Okay, by attempting as many questions as possible. Okay. Anyway, working capital management is a core topic and it will be there, okay? Whether it will be in section A, section B, it can also be in section C, okay? But it will be there in the main exam. Working capital management, okay? And towards working capital, okay, we said there are two objectives that you want to achieve when doing or when managing working capital, okay? There are two objectives that you want to pursue, okay? We have called the profitability as an objective, okay, and we have liquidity, okay. Towards profitability, don't get this is an investment, working capital investment. So for sure, the investment you're going to make, the working capital investment you're going to make, the inventory, okay, that is suitable. They must be yielding positive returns to you as a company. They must be yielding positive returns to you as a company, okay. They must make a profit for you. They must be positive returns to you. Okay, liquidity, of course, you need to have assets. You should be able to pay for the obligations. Okay, as and when they fall due. You need to have liquid assets. You need to have liquid cash, for example. Okay, to an extent, you can be able to pay for the obligations as and when they fall due. Okay, can you be able to pay for the obligations as and when they fall due? Okay, if you can't, then you need to be liquid. Okay, if anything, you might end up becoming insolvent. Okay. And eventually, these two objectives, they will be in conflict, okay? They shall be in conflict, okay? Because one of the key things here is that if, for example, the company do want to pursue profit-making side, then they must invest in long-term assets. They must invest in long-term projects, okay? They must invest in capital projects, okay? However, okay, don't forget, if you're going to be investing in long-term project, in long-term capital, that implies, therefore, you do become a liquid company. Okay, therefore you run into liquidity. Okay, if you do use all your money, okay, towards investing in long-term projects. Okay, if you don't want to remain liquid, okay, don't forget that implies therefore you do invest in short-term assets. Okay, in the money market instrument, having money in cash, having money in bank deposits. Okay, you are quite liquid. However, don't forget the amount of return you do make from these short-term assets. Okay, you do make from these very liquid assets is very minimal. Okay, that implies therefore you do have to earn a profit. Okay, one of the key questions that examiner normally asks in this area is what are the two objectives of working capital and how do they conflict? Okay, that's a question that you have discussed in the past. Okay, you've done this question in the past. Okay, what are the two objectives and how do they conflict among themselves? Okay. We said when working capital management, okay, the core areas that we did discuss was on inventory. We therefore shall discuss on how to manage inventory, cash, okay, receivable as well as on the payable. Okay, so the core things that we'll be discussing and the working capital management. Okay, the key concern, of course, is all of them the key concern, but of course, inventory receivable, they have some in quote special attention the examiner normally gives. Okay, how do we know the company is managing its working capital well? Okay, of course, by trying to assess, we use some ratios. Okay, to assess how effective is the company towards managing the working capital. Okay. And the key ratio we normally use, okay, is called the cash conversion cycle. Okay, the cash conversion cycle. Simply, what is the time difference from the time the company paid? Okay, so here in the 60, okay, the 0, the 60, and the 93. Okay, what the time difference between the time the company paid supplier, there's payment supplier, and the time the company received money from the customer, all that time difference, okay? And this is referred to as the cash conversion cycle. The time difference from the time the company paid the suppliers and the time the company received money from the customer, okay? And so that it is given us, okay, the days for receivable, receivable days. Okay, these are days. And the days for inventory, okay, we less the days for payable. That'll give the cash conversion cycle or the cash operating cycle, okay? How do we get for receivable? The mention is simply this trial the 60, okay, multiplied by receivable. We divide by sales that have remained on credit. We divide by credit sales, okay? How do we get for inventory? Here we have to make a detection. Does the company has inventory, or is there the raw material? Or does the company sell, does the company manufacture, or does this company normally sell already finished products, okay? If the company is already manufacturing, okay, of course, you must get the days for material, okay? The raw material days, okay? The raw material days. Given us the 60 times the raw material, okay? Raw material, we divide by the total purchase the company has made towards raw material, okay? Total purchases of raw material over that particular year, okay? The days for work in progress, same thing, okay? The 60 times work in progress investment, okay? We divide by the cost of production, okay? The cost of production. Okay, the days for the finished goods, so finished good days, which will be the same as the formula for the inventory in case the company is simply involved in selling of finished commodity. Maybe the 60, we multiply by the finished goods, okay? In case the company is involved in manufacturing, okay? We divide therefore by the cost of sales, okay? Divide by cost of sales, okay? And that gives therefore the days for the inventory, okay? And lastly, the days for payable, okay? Let's see, we're giving us the 60 multiplied by payable. We divide therefore by this purchase were made on credit purchases, okay? And that therefore will give us therefore the cost or the cash conversion cycle, the working capital cycle, or the cash operating cycle. One the same, okay? Okay. And of course, in case the cycle, if for example, last year the cycle was, let's say, okay, just simply for example, this is 2019, this is 2020, the cash conversion cycle was, let's say, 10 days, this is now 8 days, okay? As you can see, it is taking longer for the company in the year 2020 to get money, okay? Don't forget, let's try to go back, okay? Here you have paid money, this is negative money out, okay? This is when the money come back, okay? You can see that for this period, okay, it's when the company has no cash, in short, okay? This period, okay, the cash conversion cycle is like a period when the company doesn't have money, because here they pay the money, they're yet to get the money here. So all the time difference referred to as the cash conversion cycle. So in case it is taking longer, okay, in case like here we have 10 days increased to all the way to 8 days, and imply that for you taking longer, you have a longer period of time where you don't have money, okay? Therefore, what does it mean? It means you need to borrow more money here. Okay, therefore the company might actually be borrowing more money here, okay? Therefore here the company finance need an increase further, okay, compared to this particular case, okay? One of the questions that the examiner asked, I think, was in December sitting was, discuss how the cash conversion cycle and the relation between cash conversion cycle and the financing. Okay, now here the financing is much more greater. Why? Because you have a longer period of time when you don't have money. Now, who is going to finance you when you don't have money? It means it's therefore borrowing more money. Okay, therefore here the finance need is much more greater compared to this particular case. Okay. The other issue you can use, okay, to assess how effective the company is in managing working capital. Okay, we have, for example, the use of current ratio. Okay, comparing the company current assets of the company was current liabilities. Okay, current assets we divide by the company current liabilities. Okay, how many times can the company current liability pay off company current assets pay off the company current liabilities? How many times can the company current assets pay off the company current liabilities? Okay, and in case you give some ratio, you're meant to comment on them. Don't forget, don't just do calculations. Okay, you need to have a discussion. Okay, if the ratio for the current ratio was, let's say, 2019, 2020, it was, let's say, 1.5 times. Okay, decreased to 0.8 times. Okay, discuss. Okay, it is true that the ratio has decreased from 1.5 to 0.8, but why has it decreased? Okay, could it because the company current assets decreased, or could it because the company current obligation were increasing? Okay, so we need to answer the question why, not just the calculation, not just getting the 0.8 times, but also why has it decreased or increased? Okay, and don't just mention the ratio has decreased because of the ratio has decreased. Mention why has it decreased, why has it increased from 2019 to 2020. The why must be there. Okay, the why must be there. And also, you can also use the quick ratio. You can also use the quick ratio. Okay, simply comparing the quick ratio here, comparing the company current assets. Okay, less of the inventory. Okay, minus inventory. Okay, we divide by current liabilities. We divide by current liabilities. Okay, like another issue, you can need to assess how the company is in terms of managing its working capital. Okay, the same apply. Okay, if you have some years, you need to do analysis. Do not forget you need to comment why is it increasing or decreasing. Okay, then if the company does mismanage the working capital, okay, if there's working capital mismanagement, then of course the outcome will be two. Okay, either we have overtrading, or we have called overcapitalization. Overtrading, or we have overcapitalization. Also overtrading, a scenario where the company attempts to achieve too much sales too quickly without enough supporting long-term capital. What is overcapitalization? The company has an excessive investment, okay, towards working capital, more than what they need, okay, more than what the company actually require over that time period. Overcapitalization. Overtrading, attempt to achieve too much sales too quickly, but the company doesn't have enough long-term capital to support it. Okay. In this case, therefore, what are the symptoms? Okay. What are the symptoms? Okay, of overtrading? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Growth in sales. Okay. Sales growth. Okay. All the way to the last symptom. Okay. If, for example, you have a question, we're asking you. Okay. For this company, can we see this company is overtrading? Now, for each of the symptoms, okay, for each of those symptoms, okay, you need to analyze it, okay. What have been the growth in sales, for example? Okay, the growth has grown by, let's say, 90% over the 2 years, okay. Now, that is a symptom the company might be overtrading, okay. The current ratio, how has the company liquidity been like, okay? How has the company liquidity been like, okay? The current ratio is decreasing, okay. Now, if it is decreasing, why is it decreasing? Is it decreasing? Don't forget, as I mentioned, you need to answer the question why, okay? The why, not just the figures, not just the calculation, okay? But also you need to ask the question why, okay? The company liquidity should be decreasing, as shown by the decrease in the current ratio and the quick ratio. But why is the two decreasing? Because, for example, there has been a rapid increase in the company current liability. The company seems to be overborrowing, seems to have an over-reliance on its current ability to finance itself, okay? You need to answer the why, okay? So therefore, discuss all the symptoms, okay, from calculation, and you also answer the question, the why, okay? Also the why. Then, of course, at the end of it, you draw a conclusion, okay? Now, this was in the December 2019 exam. The examiner asked this question, okay? You're given a company, okay? Your mentor says, okay, can this company be deemed to be overtrading? You go through all the symptoms, okay? You do the financial aspect of it, But over and above that, you need to have a discussion. Okay, for each of the issue you have for each of the calculation of that, have a discussion. Okay, have a discussion as to why that has been the case. Okay, and of course, finally, you draw a conclusion with it. Okay, from what you've just done above there. Okay, can you say this company is overtraded or not? Okay, you need to the conclusion based on the analysis and the discussion you already have, but you need to also draw the conclusion. Okay, clear? Question? If there's no question, then I guess we can meet tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I think on Thursday. Then we start off by discussing now these components now. Okay, inventory, cash, receivable, and the payable. Okay. If there's no question, then we can meet them. Don't forget this is your evaluation. Okay, come with as many questions as possible. Okay, from the past paper, whatever it is. Okay, so that you can look from the mock you may have done. Okay, so that you can now be able to have a good grip of the material. This is your evaluation. So bring them up. Do not forget this will be in your exam. Okay, so need to understand it very well. Okay, you need to have very good understanding of the topic. Okay, don't forget. Okay, as mentioned.